What is going on, guys? Welcome to Virtual Redban number 741 MSG. I'm having my first drink of the night. Happy Monday. This is a rare Monday. I usually don't go live on a Monday for obvious reasons, but cheers to you guys if you're having a drink. This is a Death Squad mug. We got a bunch of different colors of them and a bunch of different merch for the Death Squad universe. You can go to DEATHSQUAD.tv. There it has everything, including right at the top, you can click on Shop Squad, and now it'll take you to ShopSquad.tv, where we have hats, shirts, mugs, the new Death Squad shirt, the pill shirt. Everyone's loving this. It comes in navy or black. Go to ShopSquad.tv, or just, again, go to DeathSquad.tv for all the links, including the Sunset Strip Comedy Club. If you're ever in Austin, Texas, I own a comedy club. And we have shows all the time, every day almost. And my show, The Secret Show, which you probably heard on Kill Tony a million times, is every Thursday. And this Thursday, we have an insane lineup. Go to sunsetstripatx.com, or if you just click this link, it will take you right there. You can see all the different shows we have. Oh, look, David Jolly has a show on August 17th. Cam Patterson's Black and Mild show is this week. A bunch of different shows. Check it out. But most importantly, The Secret Show, which is every single Thursday. Go to DeathSquad.tv. Hi. It's been a while, guys. It's been a couple weeks, I think, since I broadcasted. All of last week, I was in New York City, and we'll talk about all that very, very soon. Yeah. Hadn't been back in New York in a long time. It was cool being there for an extended amount of time. I was there from Wednesday to Sunday. And of course, that's because we were doing the awesome Kill Tony at the Madison Square Garden. And if you go to Kill Tony Live, you can check it out for yourself. You can get tickets for both shows, August 9th and 10th, the replay of it. They also have bundles if you want to get like shirts and like glasses and a bunch of cool like merch and stuff. There's all these different bundles you can get. I have the Rocks glasses. It's pretty sweet. But anyways, that's killtonylive.com. And a lot of people asking, is it ever going to be on YouTube? Yes, it will be cut down on YouTube and I guess edited, you could say, censored a little. But the full version is available right now on the Kill Tony Live. How are you guys doing in the chat? Are you guys doing okay? You guys doing all right? Yeah? Everyone okay? Did you guys watch the shows? Great shows. You haven't watched Kill Tony yet? Well, I hate to say this, but this stream might have some spoilers in it. But if you've been anywhere near the internet for the last 48 hours, you probably know a lot of the spoilers. I'm not going to go deep in the spoilers, but there might be some spoilers. Can't think of anything in particular that I might talk about or see, but I mean, it's been 48 hours, so if you haven't seen it yet and you plan on seeing it, you might want to dip out of this and watch this later. I am going to show just some random videos and stuff that I filmed while I was in New York for the weekend, talk about New York and talk about the shows. Nothing crazy at all, but I have some just miscellaneous shit, and I have more. This is just a little handful of stuff to show you. I think when it finally releases on YouTube in about a month or so, maybe I'll show the rest of the videos. Okay. But if you don't know, sure, we had doing arena shows lately out of nowhere. Me and Tony's little show from the belly room of the Comedy Store, which I think our first show had like 7 or 11 people in the audience, and that's how it was for many, many weeks, many months. We really built that audience up from a handful of people to Madison Square Garden, 2 sold-out shows. And when I say sold out, this was packed to the gills, sold out. Somebody told me, I don't remember who it was, said that when Madison Square Garden sells out, usually there's handfuls of tickets everywhere. You know, like you get a single ticket here and a single ticket here, and there's a obstructed view here. And this show, actually, the day of the show, every single ticket possible was sold, which for a podcast, I can't think, maybe you guys can prove me wrong, but when we used to always joke about the #1 live podcast in the world, we were kind of joking when we first started saying that. You know, it's kind of like when we used to say that we were sponsored by Squirt and like all these real brands because we were just fucking around. I think, is there another podcast that's sold out something like Madison Square Garden twice in a row? At least in the United States, I can't think of anything. Maybe? I don't know. But, you know, it really didn't hit me until I actually got to Madison Square Garden. So let's just walk it back. Wednesday, we went to the airport, and just me and Janice. Everyone else had different flights, different days. We flew in a little earlier than some people, just because I hadn't been in New York in a while. So I decided, let's just go to New York and check it out more. Because most times when I was in New York, it was for like Skankfest or something like that, or we had shows, and it was just like, you know, fly in, do a show, get out. So I stayed in near Koreatown. I mean, I didn't choose the hotel, but it was perfect, especially since my girl, Janice, is Korean. So it was really cool. Never been to Koreatown in New York, and I spent a lot of time there. We went to some cool bookstores and toy stores. And now, New York, for me, people love New York. People love New York. And my experiences in New York have not ever really been that amazing. As a lot of you probably know, just by my demeanor or just knowing me, I'm not I'm kind of like put my hat on, kind of stay in the corner and be quiet kind of guy, you know. I don't like a lot of attention as some people. So New York has always been, in the past, been kind of like very, oh my God, there's people everywhere. Oh my God, I can't even, like, there's not even a place to stand. Like, if I go outside to smoke, like, I feel like I'm in everybody's way, and I don't know. I don't mind going there. I like going there. I think it's cool, but I would never be able to live there. I mean, that's like a nightmare for me. So this time around, it was a little bit nicer, but I immediately went into a grocery store. There was a H Mart in Koreatown, and H Mart is a Asian grocery store that I like going to. And man, immediately halfway through, I was like, wait, they don't have shopping carts here. I was like, this is weird. And then it's because the shopping carts can't fit in the aisles. The aisles were just almost shoulder to shoulder, like maybe with a little bit room. So when you pass somebody, you have to go like this in a grocery store. And I immediately, like, I was halfway through, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. This is freaking me out. But overall, that was just one experience. One thing. New York truly is like, truly is something different. It's just nonstop. You can't get away from people. And luckily, though, this was the first time I stayed at New York where the hotel I stayed at was really nice. and big. It was bigger than I needed. There was a whole second room that I guess was just to have people over to get drunk in or something. I don't even know. It was just like they had a bunch of like a mini bar and a bunch of liquor and stuff like that, and then a table and a TV and a bathroom and a shower. But like it didn't have a bed in there. It was kind of weird. But it was a nice size hotel room for once. That was my first time. I think it was called the James Nomad. It's always like an older building. Weird ass elevators too. I think this is an old building thing, not necessarily a New York thing. But they had 3 elevators, small, medium, and large. You push a button, you don't know what you're going to get. So the small one, I would say, holds 4 people, 6 people if you're out of your mind. Dicks to ass, dicks to butts is what they used to say, huh? First time, so we get there and we go up and we get chosen that small elevator, and like this family of 4 comes in, like 2 kids, and they put the kids in the middle. I don't know why, and it was like, oh my God, I thought all the elevators in this hotel were gonna be this small, but luckily I found out later it was just the elevator that opened for us was the smallest one. But who gets in an elevator with your kids when it's that small? We had our luggage too, so it was just, oh my God, the whole time. And it was old elevators, so the whole time you're going up, it's like making noises and shit, and it was super slow. And I was like, fuck, am I gonna die in this elevator? Like if this elevator freezes, yeah, elevators freeze. They corrupt file. But anyways, the hotel was great. And we went out the first night. I went to the Stand, and the Stand in New York City. It was my first time being at the new location. They have a new location. Amazing comedy club. The setup of it was very much like Sunset Strip almost, like this big long hall, but they kind of like broke it up, and they had like a bar, and they have like a nice little restaurant part of it. Amazing food at the Stand. Never been to a comedy club where they actually have good food, and this was like legit food. The owner, amazing owner too. It was cool. Got to hang out with him. I guess there's like a basement also. There's like a whole nother stage. I didn't go to it. I didn't really, spend much time. I just hung out there and hung out with people there. I didn't do stand up. I was going to book shows when I was out there. Like I had planned to get in hold with New York Comedy Club and a couple other places, even maybe the Stand, and see if I could jump on any shows or do any shows. But about a month ago, I decided, you know what? 2 shows at Madison Square Garden, that's enough for me. That's already stress times 2. So I decided just to keep it easy. And that was good because, I stayed in the hotel room and edited tonight's episode of Kill Tony, which you saw tonight. I edited a lot of it in the hotel room, and got to explore Koreatown and go to like the Stand and hang out with people that I haven't seen in a while and stuff. So I was so happy that I did that because I wasn't letting the like people kept on asking me, "Are you nervous? This is crazy. What are you feeling?" And I'm like, it hasn't hit me yet. I haven't even seen Madison Square Garden from the outside. I have not been to Madison Square Garden, never even walked by it, never seen it before. And so Tony and me have done so many different shows, theaters, we've done big theaters before, and, we've been to Australia, we've been to, Ireland, and we've been, different countries and stuff. And we've played all these different places. And one thing that's cool about Kill Tony is that it's a baked-in show. Like the show has a format. If it didn't have a format, I think I would be shitting bricks, that we were doing Madison Square Garden. But because it has it's such a solid format, it's like not knowing how to do Wheel of Fortune if you were the host of Wheel of Fortune. I'm sure. If you're like a game show or something like that, you're not nervous because it's like you know the game. It's like, oh, I'm not nervous. I know how to play checkers. So the nervousness, as if it was a stand-up comedy show, I would be a mess. I would have been a massage parlor, all day long. I would be just meditating. but because of that reason, it doesn't really hit the same way, I think. But Friday comes around, and I had to go to sound check at Madison Square Garden, and it was my first time seeing it. It was my first time being in a side of a place that big. I don't think I've ever been in. You know, we started doing these arena shows, and one thing I thought was like, I don't think I've ever been in an arena. Maybe I've been to like, football games, Ohio State or a concert, but I don't think I've been in like legit arenas. I've probably been in like baby arenas before, but it was insane. When you walk into this place, you at first go, wow, it's not too big. But then you look up and go, oh, wait, those are seats above those. What? And then I just like slowly tried to count. And I was like, oh my God, that's like hundreds of people in just that little part right there. It's weird because it's so big and you don't have anything to measure it next to. You don't realize how big. Like if there was I don't know, a Chick-fil-A in the middle of this arena to compare what a normal Chick-fil-A looks like to the rest of the arena. That was a bad example, but you know what I'm saying. Now, let's go to some videos I recorded. This is when I first walked in. This was day one. The crew putting together the stage, because Kill Tony has grown into such a monster lately that we actually have huge banners now. We have pyro. We have those cameras that swing, like the UFC style. It's so many moving parts now. It's pretty crazy. And that's another thing, by the way, just walking around Madison Square Garden, there is hundreds of people that work there. And it's so weird to think our little show, all these people are working for this show right now. Hundreds and hundreds of people. Like the staff alone, how many people worked at this place? And of course, they're all in the union, and there was all these weird union rules that we had to follow, which is something weird about New York City. I think that's mostly just New York. We've never had experience with so many weird union things, Like if we went over our time, we had to get off stage at a specific time. If we went over like 1 minute, it was like $100,000 or something crazy like that. I don't even know what the number is, but it's something like that, if not more. Or like anyways, there's just like a lot of weird things like that. I mean, I've heard of a hard out, but like never like, no, they're with a stopwatch counting, waiting for the last foot to leave the stage. That's why the first show, if you guys watched the first show, we had to get off quick. And I think like it was something crazy. Tony said 300,000. Yeah, it's crazy. $300,000 if you went over 1 minute. That thing with Ari Shaffir showing his dick, that was all real too. People are asking, why did they blur it? They blurred it live. There was some motherfucker that had to sit there and follow around, I think, because I think that was a real thing, because it was Madison Square Garden. I don't know if we're going to get fined for that, by the way. I don't even know what happened there. By the way, that was kind of a spoiler, so sorry. Yeah, so anyways, just amazing how many employees and stuff. All right, so this first video, let me see if I have this. No. All right. This first video, this is me. I went to my green room, dropped off all my crap. This was me walking around MSG when they were still setting up all the stuff. Now, a lot of these videos I can't play the sound for, just because of copyright reasons and stuff like that. So I might just have to narrate some of these videos. This is, by the way, this is just a bunch of videos all put into one video I threw together while I was taking a shit on my phone. All right, here we go. Let's just see what this is. This is me walking into MSG. Now, this is what I was saying, by the way. Like, all these seats, you don't realize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, let's just say that's 50 rows. I don't know. I can't really see. But you're like, okay, 50 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 by 20. 50 by 20. So what is it? It's 100 people, 100. I don't even know if that's right. Anyways, but then you realize above it, there's another one of these things that's even bigger. I think it's even bigger up here. And then there's like up here. What the fuck is going on up here? It is so crazy. And then when you just realize that it is going around the whole fucking place. And I think there's even like another secret level that's even up here. There's like a whole nother level of secret shit. I think it's 18,000, 20,000 people. 20,000 people. Just to give you an example, where we do Kill Tony at the Comedy Mothership is, I believe, 350 people max, maybe 300, 350. This is 20,000. That is so crazy. I mean, I know you guys don't give a fuck about that, but it is, to perform in front of that many people, it's pretty crazy. Just to stand in front of this many people is crazy. And very cool place. Like, look at the ceiling of Madison Square Garden. I mean, it's just beautiful. That's one cool thing about New York. Everything is just the architecture. I mean, if you're an architecture nerd, just amazing. Just everything, like all the churches, I'm not even religious, but all the churches downtown New York City, just beautiful. And all the dumbass construction that is never going to stop. They're going to have construction for the rest of their life in New York City. That's pretty depressing. And they just put their trash out on the sidewalk every night, and then rats, just so many rats. I actually didn't see any rats this time, which is a first, because every single other time I saw tons of rats. I didn't see one rat this time, so that's cool. All right, what else do we got? This video's over. Okay, this is during the pre-show. This is during the sound check. I'm sorry. This is probably an hour later. They got the stage all set up. Hour and a half later, 2 hours later. The band is all pre-show. Band is all testing all their instruments. The great Jelly Roll. Again, spoiler. I told you some spoilers were going to happen. Jelly Roll he opened up the first night and sung an amazing New York, New York song. Amazing. And by the way, this is probably maybe my 10th time meeting Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is in Austin all the time. He just hangs out with us all the time now. He is legit in that category of people, like just the nicest sweetheart person in the world. You know how there's some people that just fall in that category, like they could do no wrong. They're just a good person, super cool. He falls in that category. There's only a few people that I know that fall in that category, and he's one of them. Amazing. Just so much talent, too, and just such a cool fucking guy. We hung out the whole night. The band all setting up. We had an amazing band. There's Joe White, who was on last week's episode, the photographer. He also, by the way, if you watch a lot of virtual Redbans, you know He used to play with us all the time. He used to be the guy that was like, Brian, hey Brian, hey Brian. Remember him? He doesn't play anymore. Too busy. This motherfucker's so old too. Like, I mean, he's not. I didn't mean to say it like that, but dude's like, I don't know, 70s maybe older. Smokes cigarettes every day and just goes to Mexico with hot strippers and shit like that. He's a pimp. He is a motherfucking pimp. Yeah, so there was monitors all around the top. There was also monitors all like in the front of the stage and stuff. We also got this new table. This is actually our new table. We had someone amazing that I don't know their name offhand. We had them custom design a new Kill Tony table, because the old one was just some basic table we threw together. Now it has little monitors, so we could, because one thing is when we're on the show, we can't hear the guest or like whoever's on the comic mic, whoever got picked from the bucket, we could never hear them. It's something about how far they're away from us, and how the speakers are going this way away from us, and how most rooms, like the audience just laughing or talking or whatever, like that's why everyone thinks me and Tony are so deaf, and we thought we were just deaf. I'm kind of deaf, but why we both thought we were so deaf for so long, because we couldn't hear shit. But now this new table has actually monitors built into the table, right here, and we also have this place where we were watching the live stream. That in the future, I think we might be able to like have it set up so instead of people like yelling or our producers telling us things, you know, on the side during a show, they could just text us like, hey, this person's married to the person that was just on stage or whatever. We're just getting really professional. Tony always says like every week we have something, you know, we have an improvement. Try to improve something every week. And this was a huge improvement. I will say though, this speaker's a little too close to where my arm usually rests though. I kind of wish the speaker was maybe like over here or something like that. But oh well, this speaker is gonna be filled with cigarette ash in about 2 weeks. And the cool part about it is the front of it is a big LED, not an LED sign, but it has the Kill Tony logo on it, and it can change colors and stuff like that, and it's pretty badass. You could see that our new table, which we have already used once at the Comedy Mothership, that in an episode you'll see in a couple weeks, but our new table is so fucking cool. I really like it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. There's the monitor we have. I mean, just look at that shot. Look how big that fucking shot is. Oh, you can see the front of the table right there. Here is when I believe Jelly Roll is about to go on stage, maybe. This is Joe Rogan and Jim Norton. Joe bought this amazing coat in New York City. He's like, I just bought this. I'm like, where do you buy this coat? I could just tell Joe, like, going out to get some coffee, and like there was a store next door, like a pimp store. You know, back in the day, we used to love going to pimp stores, or like if we were in a city where there was like a wig store that had a bunch of crazy outfits in it, you know, in like Detroit or something like that, we would always go there and buy stupid things. And that coat, Joe, was awesome. I fucking loved it. This is when Jelly Roll was on stage. Whoops. Okay, what is this? So, this is Jelly Roll. Now, right when Jelly Roll ends his song, they play a video, and I have to run up on stage and get to my iPad so I can play the Kill Tony theme that starts the show. So I'm sitting back here waiting. And I love it. All the MSG employees were yelling at me and going, "You can't stand there. Get out of there." And Yoni comes up and goes, "Do whatever you want." And I'm like, "Yeah, right? What the fuck?" Oh, the iPhone. See these dots? These dots that are like this on the iPhone. Anytime there's a reflection on an iPhone has the worst. If you ever look at any of your videos you film at night and there's a street light, you'll see like one of these lens flare things. This looks like Starlink satellites. And it's weird because iPhone's the only phone, even their newest, latest, best iPhone, still has this problem where other cell phone companies have figured out how not to have a lens flare. Go look at all your videos. You're going to be amazed. Just sometime when you're bored in bed, look at some old night videos on your iPhone and look at these. Look, there's always going to be a lens flare. Annoying. You could always tell if it's an iPhone if you see that fucking lens flare. All right, now I'm on stage, and the aspect ratio has changed because the first night I decided to wear my Ray-Ban Metas. Pew, 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 pew. Ray-Ban Metas are those sunglasses that... Do I have one pair around here? I have a couple pairs of these. I don't know where that other pair is. Anyways, we've talked about those a million times. It's those Ray-Ban sunglasses that have cameras on them. You could also use them as a Bluetooth headphone. So if you want to make phone calls, you could just wear your sunglasses. Really cool. You could also, it has AI now. So you could be wearing your sunglasses and look at something and go, translate this for me. And then it will take a photo of it and then tell you in your ear, like translate it. It says, "Do not eat," or whatever. But it films video, and it films it in this weird aspect ratio, and it only lets you do 60 seconds at a time. But I filmed a couple, and yes, that is one of my soundboards. That's the original soundboard. That's the original one that I have been using since day one. Pretty much the most basic soundboard you could ever find. But since then, I now have about 10 to 15 different soundboards. And then I also use like DJ app and a bunch of other music apps and GarageBand. And I have probably about 25 different things I use nowadays. But this is the original Cat Meow one. So let's see what's happening here. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked. Yeesh. Give people a shot. If they say something you don't agree with politically or whatever, just hold it. Oh, so this was during our commercial break. If you ever watched Kill Tony, we do a commercial break, and that's where Tony goes, "But first, let's go to our sponsors." Well, during that time, we just kind of talk to the audience, or Tony talks to the audience and says hi and says like anyone's from out of town and fuck around with them a little. And then this time we learned from the LA shows, but we actually learned this from New Year's Eve shows, but we forgot the first LA show. But then we remembered this time around is just to tell the audience not to boo and just to give people a chance, when they're doing their 1 minute and stuff. So this is Tony giving that little speech, which you can see on the stream. They actually kept this in the stream. Hold it, and then we'll boo together. Deal? Because you guys are better than Los Angeles, right? We're all on the same page here. Well, I guess I should bring up the guests. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Madison Square Garden. This is the show based in Austin, Texas. So, while I know a lot of great New Yorkers... I mean, this footage obviously is not great, and there's nothing amazing about this footage. And yes, this is a spoiler. So another, like I said at the beginning of the show, It's been 48 hours, and most of the shit has already been put on Instagram, even Kill Tony's Instagram, my Instagram. So it's already kind of out there. But if you haven't seen it and you expect to watch it, maybe turn this off right now or come back in like 15 minutes or so. You know,
my two guests live with us in Austin, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, make some noise for one of the best comedians in the world. This is Shane.
it was so loud in there that the the microphones on the Ray-Ban Metas just died. They just fainted. Very crazy. Fucking Dice, man. Dice coming out on the show. Amazing. I have known Dice for a long time from the Comedy Store. I'm really good friends with his kids. And you might, if you've watched any of the old Dead Airs, you might have seen one of the most awkward, uncomfortable episodes of Dead Air ever with one of Dice's kids, where he walked out of the show. I don't know if you guys, I mean, not many of you guys probably have seen it, but Dice has always been a cool motherfucker. Ooh, there's me in my Grand Theft Auto garb. But always been a cool motherfucker, and his kids are pretty badass. And him returning to, because I think he was the first comedian to sell out Madison Square Garden. I might be wrong with that, but I don't know. But it's kind of cool because he did that, and then Dane Cook sent me a message today and congratulated me and said he's like, dude, that is so huge for you guys, and he's like, he also famously sold out Madison Square Garden, and it was cool for Dane just to be like, welcome to the club or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Can I tell you something? We hate each other. We don't want to be together. I got a DM because you can't even get rid of anybody today. I got a DM from a girl.
Anyways, I don't want to butcher the comic sets when they're up here. That's one thing that's kind of annoying if I just show you like some shitty quality of their set and you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, Dice, his jacket, amazing. Big J Okerson, another fucking amazing New York legend. This is me freaking out, by the way, because it was so hectic and crazy. We couldn't remember if we already pulled a name, and they'll tell us. We had they'll tell us like, oh shit, the name that you pulled, they're not there. So many people put their name in the bucket and then chicken out, or they go to the bathroom or something and they miss it. But most of the time it's people chickening out. They just drunk or something like that. So that's the worst though, when we're on stage and we're like, oh fuck, we were just told that person is not there, so we had to pull another name. I think that's what was happening, and we were freaking out like, oh shit, we gotta pick another name. Ari Maddie, by the way, amazing. And by the way, if you see the promo that we posted on Instagram for the pay-per-view today, where it's like, now available at Kill Tony Live, there's a clip in it where Ari's grabbing his ass, and it's the gayest shit ever. And Ari loves that shit, dude. He's so fun. Ari Maddie, by the way, he is going to be one of the biggest comedians ever. He is so funny on and off stage, and just one of the nicest guys ever. And he has this notebook that he carries around, his notebook. And on the cover, it's two rock hard gay guys where you can see their crotch, it's like if they're wearing yoga pants and they have hard on, like super hard veinies, and they're about to make out, and they're just like all like, it's like the gayest notebook you'll ever see. But anyways, that's Ari. Ari is so fucking funny, and just gets thrown pussy, I think. But he says he doesn't. Who knows?
This is pretty wild. I came here like 6 months ago, couldn't get a fucking open mic spot. I got bit by a rat. And now I'm back in Madison Square. Crazy, huh? 2 months in America, bro. It's crazy. Kill Tony regular Madison Square Garden, Joe Rogan podcast, brother. Dude. That's America, dude.
There's Jim Norton. I don't know if you heard that. Tony just Tony had this little button on stage that you could push and talk to the producers. If like Tony thinks of something that he wants to do or change with the lineup, he'll push this button and tell like, hey, get this person ready. I'm gonna have them come up next or something like that. And I don't know if you guys can hear this. I didn't know this was recorded, but this is pretty funny. Watch this. He's gonna push that button and say something. So if you couldn't hear it, I could hear it, but I have headphones on. If you couldn't hear it, he said, get Luis J. Gomez ready. And Luis J. Gomez came to the show to watch. He didn't know he was performing, I guess. And I didn't know that. I saw Luis and I just said hi. I didn't know if he was on the show or not. Because the whole thing was pretty locked down, it changed, a lot of secrets and stuff like that even I didn't know some of the secrets. I did see this on Reddit today, though, Luis J. Gomez talking about his experience on this episode, and just hearing that where Tony goes, get Luis J. Gomez ready. Let's take a quick break and look at this. This is from, I believe this is probably the Real Ass Podcast. Yeah. This is Luis talking about this exact moment. Reddit video is great.
They told me I was likely going on Saturday. Tony wanted to keep it all very like, ooh, we'll see when we're putting everyone up. I was outside smoking weed with Big J and DeRosa, and I get like 10 missed calls from Ari, and they're like, dude, they want you up right now. And I'm wearing sweatpants and a fucking dirty hoodie, and I'm like, you can't spring the garden on somebody. That's crazy. It's psychotic. So I had no idea what I was even doing. I literally had to go up the elevator. It was stuck on the top floor for a medical emergency, so I'm like just sweating, being like, ah.
You're like, just die. What's going on up there? I have to go up.
So then I went up there without. So I mean, I was legitimately really fucking nervous when I went up there.
Even without the medical emergency, the elevator was like almost like it makes you want to miss your set at Madison Square Garden. It's just for the artists, and it's the slowest. It was so slow.
It wasn't just for the artists, by the way. There was one elevator take all the artists, anyone in the show, and every single one of those hundreds of employees at Madison Square Garden. And so there was constant, like a 15-minute wait to get in this elevator. And it went on every single floor because there were so many different employees. Like employees had to get off the second floor, the third floor. It really did. It took like a half hour to go from the ground floor to the top floor. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. It was so slow.
So, but it was really cool. And shout out to Tony and the team. What'd you say?
Dang hoop.
A dang
Was
hoop?
it a dang hoop?
It was.
How'd you feel about it? You felt good about it?
I felt good about it. Yeah. I felt the joke did well. I fucking just got off. I wish
first and last.
What I should have after watching Ari the next night. Ari came out so big and so.
It was like a wrestling match when he came out.
And that's the thing that I regret. Not that I would have done what Ari did, but I could have just been more me. I could have been bigger and I could have busted balls. Like I would have fucked with the table. Had I not been thrown up there like that, I would have had the moment to be like, oh, I'm going to go out and I'm going to make it like more big. There's big fucking sparks. I would have fucking, it was more like I was like, oh, I got out there and I just did a joke and then I dipped off. So that's my only regret.
I know, watching Ari too, I was thinking that. I'm like, oh, it's fun to watch guys like that because Ari's so different and he really does, in a weird way, motivate you to be like, oh, I should be me.
When I watch Ari go that big, I'm like, no, I got to fucking remind myself, don't be a fucking, like I'm a fucking nervous asshole and just tell a joke. Like, go big, be me. Should have fucking thrown a drink into the crowd. I should have kicked Rogan in the head. Would have been fucking great, dude. Fucking put Rogan in a guillotine.
That would have been fun. Rogan beating you up at the Garden.
Getting beat up in Madison Square Garden by Joe Rogan, you're doing more than any other.
Well, there you go. That's the Real Ass Podcast. You can watch the whole thing. I think that's pretty much what Lewis talked about for the Kill Tony thing. Let's go back to Kill Tony. Let's move ahead. Ron White came out. Ron is another one of those guys that falls in that bucket with Jelly Roll, just one of the biggest, nicest sweethearts in the world. And also, he's so wise and, somebody to look up to in comedy because he's been through the grind, he's been through the alcoholism, and now he's just sober and just a chill motherfucker that likes to smoke a little weed here and there. And I could sit with Ron all day. Like, Ron is another one of those guys, just a beautiful human. And then Casey Rocket, the return of Casey Rocket. I thought, by the way, Casey Rocket was being Clockwork Orange. He didn't even do that. He had to have done that. I mean, he's literally wearing the Clockwork Orange outfit, but he said he didn't. This is when... I don't know what happened there. Oh, man. Of course, the return of Harlan. God. Wait, do I have to have another bucket? I mean, another person to add to the nicest guy in the world bucket? Again, Harlan Williams, another person, one of the nicest guys in the world. Again, it's just amazing that all these people are in this same bucket of just some of the nicest guys in the world. Harlan, though, so funny. And he is also one of those guys off stage that's just as silly as he is on stage.
man that you can twirl your head around like a demented owl?
Okay. Let's move on a little. Oh, yeah. My glasses battery's about to die on this.
I've been producing music for 13 years. What kind of music? All kinds. I think like music.
If I remember correctly, this guy was funny. He was. I can't remember if this is the guy or not, but he was one of the only people that from the bucket that I thought was funny. If I remember, if it's the same guy. If not, I'm racist.
All kinds. On a computer, but I play guitar.
All right. I believe this is day 2. Now, time has changed. After day one, we went all to the stand afterwards, and we had kind of like an unofficial after party where we just hung out after the stand and got pretty nice afterwards. It was a lot of fun. Went back to the hotel somehow. Don't remember. I took an Uber. Definitely didn't walk. And waking up Saturday morning. And that's another thing. I had horrible sleep. The night before this, even though I said my nerves and anxiety and stuff like wasn't really bothering me much, like my internal nerves, I guess, was bothering me because I couldn't sleep at all the night before. And even when I was nice and buzzed Friday night, Saturday, I still woke up really early, couldn't sleep, got barely any sleep. Yeah. When I got back to Austin, I took a lot of naps. I've been taking a lot of naps. So here's night 2. Oh, I can't play this song. This is one of the songs that we get a copyright song. But what I wanted to show is, I don't know, Tony got this made. If you guys saw the live stream, there's this AI video that Tony, like somebody that reached out to Tony, or he knows an AI guy, that made all these AI like superhero characters of the regulars. And I thought it was really creepy. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I thought it was really fucking creepy weird. It was cool, but creepy weird at the same time. Yeah, you thought it was a cool video. I thought it was cool too, but it is weird though, right? My favorite, I think, was Martin, where he's like, like running really fast. William was actually really cool in it too. If you don't know the AI video, damn, I wish I had a video of it. I don't think I recorded it. I have it somewhere, but I will make sure to put that video in the YouTube video if I can remember to put that in the YouTube video somewhere. Maybe put it after the credits or something, because I thought that was badass. Anyways, it was playing right there. Or no, maybe it wasn't playing right now. I thought it was playing right now. Guess not. But yeah, this is the beginning. I can't play this music. This is when the band is about to start playing, I believe. Now, night 2 was actually the original. Oh, wait, you guys can't see. Oh, shit. All this time, you got. Oh, my God. I'm retarded. So this is what I was talking about. This is night 2. The band's about to go on. Sorry, guys. Shit. Yeah. By the way, if you want to watch any of this, you can go to killtonylive.com and you can watch both nights. And dude, a lot of people hate this pay-per-view shit and stuff like that, but if you want to see the band play a full show, and you want to see Jelly Roll, and you want to see the Black Keys. Oh yeah, spoiler. And you want to see everything, how it was streamed. Because YouTube, I'm sure I'm going to have to edit a lot of things out. Go to killtonylive.com. This is available for, I think, 3 more weeks. And it's not expensive, dude. When it comes to streams, I think you can buy, I think it's like, you could buy both of them for like $25 or something like that. Or something like that. I don't even know. How do you even do it? Let's see, Friday. It's $15 for Friday, or you could buy both nights for $25. I mean, it's like, you know, you get a movie on iTunes or whatever. And it supports us, guys, if you want us to keep on doing this shit. Yeah. Anyways, let's watch this. Can't play that music, Brian. This is the band about to go live. People are being sat. It's before the show. Packed as fudge. Here's my shoes. I don't know why I'm showing my shoes. All right, what's going on here? That's the song again. So this is like playing while people are being sat. It's just pretty much, there's me. It's pretty much just when people are getting sat, it's just going through all the characters of the show. All right, we got to turn this up, right? We have some of the most beautiful women working on the show. Of course, the great Heidi. And if you don't know this sweet angel, you guys know who she is? She's her Instagram and, you know, Twitter. Let me show it to you. It's Valerie from Get in the Car. Get in the Car. And she has a lot of fun behind... why is this not showing? She has a lot of fun videos, too. You should check out her Get in the Car. Also, yeah, she shows her boobs and stuff. So if you like boobs, I get nervous around her boobs because I'm friends with her friend. Never mind. But both of these girls, by the way, just amazing. We're so lucky to have these two girls on part of this show because they're just the coolest chicks ever. I don't know what they were doing here. This was right before the show. They were taking photos of things. I think they were taking photos of, I guess, maybe the lineup. There's Troy Conrad's, amazing photographer.
Thank you so much. But now we know what we're doing.
So it was the lineup. Heidi just said, now we know what we're doing. Oh, and there we go. My beautiful favorite people, the Black Keys. I love these guys. Also, this is probably one of the weirdest ones because I would say if you talked to me 10 years ago, 7 years ago, let's say 7 years, 5 years ago, the Black Keys were definitely somebody I listened to almost every day. I love the Black Keys, one of my favorite bands. And that is such a big surprise recently with the show, is just getting to know the Black Keys on a personal level. They did William Montgomery's podcast. That's how much they are just fucking awesome. And the fact that they did this, I mean, are you kidding me right now? And so this was about right when they're about to go up. Here's Tony. God. Oh yeah, Tony did that intro live. Anytime you hear those intros, like I think now on Joe Rogan's latest Netflix special that just came out, Tony introduced Joe. That's all live. That's not recorded. You could tell by, I think, what was it, a New Year's Eve show? Something happened where Tony was announcing live and there was like some production problem or something. I don't know. I don't remember now. Anyways, at this point, I had 7 minutes until I had to go on stage. So I went back to the green room for one last, I guess. Luckily, my green room was right when you walk out my green room, it was almost go right on stage. So I had a really nice green room. I don't know about copyright music on this, but I feel like I will.
Mr. Hans! Wow. What do you think about that? It's pretty good.
I love Hans. I love this fucking guy, man.
Oh, emotional Casey. I didn't see it.
It's emotional, Casey.
I'm gonna break you down so badly.
Here we go. This is where a lot of the comics sat. This is the comic row or section, which is kind of like, I think normally they wouldn't sell this section because it's kind of like back side stage. So it's not like you're not really getting a good view. So I'm not sure. I think that's why the comics sit here is because they don't really have tickets. They just signed up. But they still get kind of an okay view, I guess. Yeah, this is right when I'm about to go up. I mean, just look at that shit, dude. Look at this. Look at that shit. That's all fucking faces. Those are all people with lives and cars and dogs and kids and houses. All those little dots are a different fucking story. Biggest dickus. I told you there's going to be spoilers on this, man. I told you to log out and come back in like 10 minutes. This video, by the way, is done right after this, so. There you go, guys. That's all of round one of my backstage videos. I wish I recorded more, but you know, I will say that one thing is that so many people were there recording, blogging, taking photos, that it made me not want to record as much because I was like, everyone else has already got it. They're already all recording it. I did record, I believe, some more that I will play in a month or so when it comes out on YouTube. That was just a little look at some dumb random videos that I took. I do have more videos. I also have videos of us hanging out at an arcade with all the regulars, and we were just playing video games and shit, and other things. And I just want to remind everyone, you know, if you want to watch this now, you want to watch the whole Black Keys fucking amazing opening, and you want to see Jelly Roll, and you want to see all that shit, because that's not going to be on the, I don't think that's going to be on the YouTube. I don't think we can play the Black Keys or Jelly Roll singing New York, New York on YouTube. Maybe New York, New York, but I doubt it. So if you want to see all that, you only have like a couple weeks left. You can go to Kill Tony Live. You get both nights for $25, or each single night, I believe, is $15. They also have a bunch of different bundles. You can get like the sweet poster. We talked about this poster the other day. This poster is badass. And this shirt to the right of it, have you ever been to the Comedy Store? They have these weird neon signs of like Charlie Chaplin and different comedians and shit like that. Somebody made this amazing shirt for us of all of us and the regulars as the neon signs from the Comedy Store. I have not got this shirt yet, and that is something I need to get on top of, because I definitely want that shirt. But they have different bundles. The I Love Rocks bundle, whatever. Go to Kill Tony Live if you want to watch that. All right. How are you guys in the chat? What time is it? All right, we still got some time left. It's time for me to smoke a little green tea and talk to you guys in the chat room. How are you guys doing? Did you guys like this little behind the scenes backstage shit? I'm sorry it's not the best videos. I brought like a 360 camera, and I brought my other camera. But when I got there, I was just like, you know what? Let other people. I should have just given Janice one of the cameras and told her to just go crazy with it. I do have other videos. I have other stuff that I will show you guys in a few more weeks. I'll have another video about this, and I'll play some more. I do have other things like the after party after Saturday night. Miscellaneous things. Shane's in the chat room. Yeah, Shane was there both nights. I told him I would get him a ticket, and then he forgot to remind me. And luckily, Janice stepped up and saved Shane's life. But Shane got to see it live. We'll talk to Shane on part 2 of Virtual Redban tonight when we actually go into virtual reality. I'm going to ask him how is his seats, what happened. Janice will be joining us also, so she can talk about the nightmare of getting Shane in there. Strap a GoPro to Janice. That would be pretty funny. Strap a GoPro to Janice with like a battery pack, and she's not allowed to touch it or talk about it, and just have her go around MSG. That would have been actually kind of weird to see what her life was all about. It's crazy because everyone else, I think, flew out later Sunday, like 4 or 5 p.m. or even the next day. I think half our crew is still in New York till tomorrow. But I flew out like I think a 6 a.m. flight, 7 a.m. flight. So after the after party, I partied pretty long. Forgot all about having to go to the airport. And the after party was pretty badass. It was like a rooftop on top of a building, and like bar, and it overlooked the Empire State Building. And oh God, I forgot about this. This is actually something I wrote down because I need to do it as a joke. I promise this is real. I'm sitting there looking at the Empire State Building, and when I tell you, we were literally across the street from the Empire State Building, and I never realized like the Empire State Building has like different levels. Like it's like a main level that goes all the way up. Here, let me just show you. I'm sure you guys already know what the Empire fucking State Building. Oh God. But I'm looking at the Empire State Building. All right, can I find a better picture than this? All right, whatever, dude. I'm looking at the Empire State Building, and I'm just I'm pretty wasted. I mean, this is exactly kind of what it looked like. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh man, that thing's cool. It's like, man, I just kind of want to climb it. Like see how there's like there's like different layers to it. Like there's like this layer, right? Oh God, where's my cursor? See how there's like this layer, then this layer. I was like, oh yeah, we could like take a rest there. I just was like, I want to climb this. And I looked at the guy next to me, and it was a black guy, and I go, don't you want to climb this? And right when I said that, I looked at his eyes, and he went, and I went, oh no. I mean, I'm stoned. I feel like I just want to like, you know, I do a lot of virtual reality. I kind of want to just get up there and climb on top of that thing. Accidental racism. Isn't that special? Yeah, I wrote that down because I feel like, yikes. His face, though. This is what his face was like. Oh, I didn't mean it, dude. Yeah, and then I spent like 15 minutes telling him, no, man, I didn't mean it. I promise. I just want to climb it. Yeah, I'm a little boy. I am a boy. Also wanted to show this real quick, just because this just happened tonight, and I saw this on Reddit also. WWE is on tonight. I think it was in Austin. I don't know if any of you nerds watch that, but there was a Uncle Laser sighting. I could already see this motherfucker, and this reminds me of my favorite Uncle Laser moment that oh God, this is something we'll save for part 2 maybe. But anyways, Uncle Laser was spotted tonight on WWE Raw. If you look right in the middle, you can see Uncle Laser. He's obviously on the most cocaine possible.
He's just something that you don't want to be on the opposite side of, but you certainly want to see what they're going to do.
Well, a successful debut for Wyatt Six last week on Monday Night Raw. Also, we saw the debut of the 300.
Again, let's just look at that again, because he seems possessed.
Everything about this group is just something that you don't want to be on the opposite side of, but you certainly want to see what they're going to do.
Well, a successful debut for Wyatt Six last week on Monday Night Raw. Also, we saw the debut of the 300.
Oh, and I just noticed who he's with. He's actually with Tony Casillas. Is he wearing a Death Squad shirt right now? No. Tony Casillas, I think. Is that? I can't tell. That might be Bobby. That might be Flacco.
Opposite side, but you certainly want to see what they're going to do.
Well, success.
Wait, no. Is that Bursey? Oh, and there's, oh my God. It's all, the whole crew's there. These are all our friends. That's funny. I didn't even realize that's who that was behind him, but that's hilarious.
Everything about this group is just something that you don't want to be on the opposite side of, but you certainly want to see what they're going to do.
Well, a successful debut for Wyatt Six last week on Monday Night Raw. Also, we saw the debut of the 380.
That's hilarious. All right. Shane just said, I saw Uncle Laser on the street in New York City. No spoilers. I did get more energy from him when I shook his hand. All right. I will tell you a little Uncle Laser story. I have video, I believe, of this. Or maybe a photo. Maybe I have neither. But I feel like I do. Second night of Kill Tony, Madison Square Garden, there's a part where I look over to Tony and I'm like, dude, I have to take a piss so bad. I'm going to run out real quick and just take a quick piss. And he's like, yeah, go for it. So I run off stage. There's a part where I'm just missing from off stage. I go into my green room, and Janice had told me that when I'm gone from my green room, like every single person just goes into my green room and eats my food and parties in my green room when I'm gone, which I don't give a fuck, really. You know, it's just all people I know, and they want to watch, you know, they just want to sit down and watch on the TV. That's fine. That's cool. But I run in real quick. I'm like, I gotta go. And I run in, and the bathroom is locked. My bathroom. Now, that's something I don't like. And I'm like, hey, whoever's in there, I'm on stage right now. I have to pee. I have to go back on stage. Get out of here right now. I have to go. Seriously. Bam, 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 bam. And that went on for like 15 seconds. The door opens. A disheveled Uncle Laser stumbles out. I don't even know if his pants were on. He was looking at the ground going, ugh. And I didn't care. I was like, get out of here, Uncle Laser. What are you doing in there? And I turned to the bathroom. Fucking puke everywhere. Not just on my toilet, on the toilet seat, but all around the floor. Like amateur style puking. The most puke I've ever seen as an adult. I don't know. And it looked like it was a lot of like liquid mixed with coleslaw or something. It was like coleslaw jelly. White coleslaw jelly with those tiny meatballs that you see on frozen pizzas where they're not really meatballs, like tiny little meatball things. Maybe he had like meatballs, hot dogs. I don't know. He probably had a hot dog and a lot of, I don't know, cum. So I had to like pee. I tried to do my pee like an arch, like what's that, St. Louis? I tried to because I couldn't step close to it, so I had to pee like an arch. So I did the old pee up, and I had to be careful because I'm fucking wearing a suit and shit, and I'm on the TVs. So I'm like, don't splash. And on top of all that, the smell from the puke, I think I've told you this, and I think I've done this on Virtual Redban before. I have a weak stomach, so I start going, like the whole time I'm peeing. So I'm like trying to arch it, go the whole time, almost puking in my mouth. And it must have lasted like 3 minutes. I'm just tears coming from my eyes from dry heaving while trying to pee in an arch over coleslaw with fake meatballs, maybe a hot dog. and a lot of cum. And I had to run out of the bathroom. I'm like zipping my pants. I'm like, what the fuck? Laser, what the fuck? And I go on stage and I'm still dry heaving. Like my body is still dry heaving. And I don't know if the camera captured it. And if it did, maybe it's not on the live stream. But when I came back to my seat, I was like, what? Like to the point, like Cole, who's the kickboxer guy from Kill Tony that works at the Sunset Strip that helps us out on Kill Tony. He's like, do I have to bring a bucket to, is Brian about to puke? Like he thought I was about to puke, like I was wasted or something. Long story. So at the after party later that night, Laser was there and he was still he went back to drinking somehow, I believe. Unless he was drinking fake drinks the whole night. The whole time I'm just like, every time I'd walk by, I'd give him the hardest look imaginable. I acted like I was so pissed. Like I'd be walking by and he would like look over and I would look over him. I'm like, and I did the lip thing where I puff out my lips like I'm a urban guy. Like when I walked by and I don't know if he was like on mushrooms and shit and that's why he puked or something, but it freaked him out. He kept on looking like he was like sweating and just like he saw a ghost. Just every time I would walk by, I would give him that look, and like then a girl sat next to him and he said something to me. At one point, Laser said something to me and I was fucking with him. I was just kidding. But there was a point where he finally said something to me in front of this girl and he goes, "It wasn't me, man. I didn't puke." And I'll go, "Oh. I was like, "What is wrong? Your breath smells like shit, dude." And the girl next to him's like his breath didn't smell. Maybe it did. I didn't smell it. But I was just fucking with him the whole night. And I think I have some video and some photos of that. Maybe. But if you see any photos of him from that after party, just know he was wasted. He was just partying, man. It is weird though one of your adult friends pukes in your green room all over the place. What the fuck, dude? Makes me want to puke on his shoes next time I see him. Should I puke on his little rattlesnake shoes? Should I puke on little Laser's rattlesnake shoes? Should we do that? Wow, I had all this extra shit I wanted to show you guys, but we're already at an hour and a half. And you know what? Maybe I'll stream tomorrow too. I don't know. Or maybe I'll stream Friday. I'll stream again this week, and we'll have part 2 this week. And I'll talk about other stuff this week, like virtual reality stuff, because there is some virtual reality stuff that I wanted to get to. But you know what? Let's just cut this off right here, just because let's keep it all, I don't know, the same subject, I guess. But if you're new here, welcome to Virtual Redban. This is actually part 1 of Virtual Redban, where it's just so random nowadays. Sometimes we talk about virtual reality. Sometimes we talk about AI. Sometimes we talk about Mexican amusement parks and all the deaths and show videos of it. But tonight we talked about MSG, and it's a lot of fun. If you want to see that now, you can go to killtonylive.com. Again, $25 for both nights. Good deal. But we're about to go to part 2. We're going to take a little intermission. If you're watching this on YouTube, just check back in like 15, 20 minutes. Part 2 should be starting soon. If you're on X, Twitter, Twitch, you got to go to youtube.com/redban. Hit subscribe, please. A lot of you watch this, but no one subscribes to this. I get it. But part 2 is about to start in about 15, 20 minutes. And we're going to go in virtual reality. We're going to talk to some people that were on the show or in the show. I mean, at the show. We're going to talk to some other people and friends of the show that have been on Kill Tony. And we're all going to be in virtual reality. I may be dressed as a woman with nice boobies. And we'll just go to random places, smoke and drink and have a good time. It's a good show. Part 2 is a good show to like put in the background while you're doing other shit. Like, you know, I'll just put that on the background while we try to do some work on the laptop or do the dishes, like, because you're a woman or something. I'm just kidding. Cassio, you better be there tonight. I see you in the chat room. Hopefully my lawyer Cassio, she'll be there. All right, part 2 is about to start. So grab a drink, take a piss, walk the dog, and get ready for virtual Redban part 2. See you guys soon.